Okay guys, so we're game 2 of the monthly team tournament on Dawn of War Retribution Elite mod. The score is 1-0 to Nurland and Shroom. If you haven't caught the first game, do go back and watch that, definitely worth a watch. Well, off we go with game number 2. So we have Nurland as Force Commander, Shroom as the Warlock, Warp Spider Exarch for Frenzy, and the Tenso bringing the Force Commander as well. And we've got Eldar versus Space Marine on both sides, so we're definitely going to see some Banshees from both sides. Who has got Shroom? Shroom is up on the top against the Tenso. Right. Well, we're going to get that first action. Looks like we've got the Warlock on this right hand side. Banshee's going to get the cap. I think those Banshees are going to come up round the back and look to try and find the... I think they were looking to maybe find some tacks, but they're going to be forced off with the sheer weight of fire. And we also got the shotguns out pretty quick. So this is Artic Frenzy pushing down this right hand side onto Nurland. So Nurland forced into a full retreat, and the blue team starting off very strong. Banshees of Shroom really struggling to find a way into this fight, but we are going to see sugar platforms for both Eldar players now, and looks like the Tenso's been dragged out of his cover, but finds some more. Force Commander is not going to be able to disrupt the weapons platform, but we are going to see some Rangers from Shroom. But it does look as if looks like Artic Frenzy going to put the pressure on and go for the decap of the natural power. Shotgun blast on the Banshees. Well, we're going to see some good scout play, maybe get some sergeants and elite training, get in behind the and get some grenades off, but no, it looks like the Tenso is fully forced off. Double Rangers for Shroom, so might be biding his time. But it looks like that wine is kicking in for Nurland. Nurland did say he'd had a fair bit of wine before he started this tournament while waiting for his teammate. The blue team starting off with that big victory point lead as well, 500 to 339. Will be a 2-1 cap soon to the red team, but they do have the resource points on the bottom. Banshees, not Banshees, Dire Avengers going to look to maybe cap up the middle, waiting for their teammates to get together. So Rangers getting a little bit close, and it is ASM from the Tenso to try and disrupt the Rangers and the weapons platform. Banshees coming in on some Dire Avengers, but the weapons platform's got turned around in time. Still a 1-1 cap and 150 victory point lead. Oh, that's potential damage on those scouts. Attack Marines looking to see if they can find a way around the firing out, but they're not going to be able to do that. So red team pushing back out now. ASM for Nurland to disrupt. He's managed to disrupt both Guardians weapon teams of Artic Frenzy. And he's going to look to cap up this left hand side, get that foothold in the map. Force Commander manages to find his way to the Guardians weapon platform, but there's Banshees in behind, and he can't hang around with that much health. Pops battle cry, but maybe not enough. But here comes some ASM to start bullying the weapons platform. It looks like Shroom is going to just go get that Force Commander down. Those Banshees going to get knocked back, but it's just too late. Force Commander goes down. Banshees won't be able to hang around those ASM unless that Guardian back weapons platform can get set up, which it hasn't. I think it's... I'm not sure what happened there, but didn't get set up. Those ASM could be in trouble. Nurland, Shroom keeping those Banshees in very, very late, but keeping them, timing it to perfection, almost taking down the ASM squad. Meanwhile, looks like Nurland is pushing through on this other side. But Nurland is forced off. Banshees push it in. Tier 2 for Nurland, Tier 2 for the Tenso. So Space Marines players both going Tier 2. Eldar players going to be a little bit further behind. Force Commander finding his way into the firing arc of that weapons platform. Looks like Frenzy is going to come into the middle and cap up to get the 2-1 victory point. 2-1 victory point advantage. Start those VPs ticking down the other way. It's down to a 40-point lead for the blue team, but Shroom is really pushing through, starting to put some victory point pressure and some resource pressure on the blue team. These scouts could be in a bit of trouble. Not sure he's realised these scouts could go down. Yeah, he loses a scout squad. I think that's a big loss for the Tenso. Those scouts could be doing a lot of work, a lot of capping. It looks like Artic Frenzy is having to come over and support, which will allow Nurland to push up this bottom side, which you can see he's doing on the mini-map down here, starting to cap up those points. Banshees are going to be finding their way through to some attack marines, jumped by the ASM, but Banshees won't mind that too much. Looking to get the Force Commander down once again. Trying to get a few more swings. Might be able to get it. Looks like the Force Commander could go down again. 6 HP and goes down. But can the Banshees make it out now? The leap from the Warlock might have saved them, but the jump is... Oh, he has got these. He's got the Banshees, so he's traded the Banshees for a Force Commander. I think that's a win for the Tenso, but is that a Dreadnought? I hear that is a Dreadnought, I hear. So we'll focus in on that, guys, while I just check that I'm not burning food. And Dreadnought makes his way out. Banshees aren't going to want to fight that. Wraithlord for Artic Frenzy. And we do see a Razorback for the Tenso looking to push through that Guardian weapons platform. But Shroom has lost a Ranger squad as well. We stepped away just for a second. So blue team enacting some losses on Shroom there. Question is it going to be enough? We do see the bright light. We do see one bright lance from Artic Frenzy, just the one, and it's going to be a Falcon for Shroom. Might force some missile launches or some melter bombs from the Tenso, as the Tenso looks to restabilize the top of the map. We do see the Razorback pushing in a little bit, but not too much it can do rather than put a little bit of damage out. Falcon is out now for Shroom. Wraithlord with Bright Lance coming across from Artic Frenzy, and another Bright Lance. We do see a Force Commander with a Teleporter and a Power Fist for Nurland. We'll be able to punch a lot of holes in a lot of Eldars here. Those Banshees will not like it. 1 or 2 swings should take down a Should take it down. And the Force Commander staying in. Maybe a little bit late. One more swing could take him down. And yeah, Force Commander has gone down. Dreadnought is going to come in. Are we going to see a Thunder and Lightning purchase to try and slow this down? He is getting it, but he's a little late to hit the Dreadnought here. I think he's going for the jump. He knows it's coming. He knows it, but it just decides to stay too late and then decides discretion is the better part of valor. But here comes the Falcon of Shroom to try and put some AV pressure on it. Might decide now to turn that Dreadnought back around. The Falcon thinks about chasing but changes his mind. Could still put some damage on it. That Dreadnought could go in on that Walker. But getting repairs now, and we're going to see a second Wraithlord for Arctic Frenzy. But with Shroom going across, that's going to allow the Tenso to push down this right hand side. But here comes the Falcon. Leave that on there for a sec. So let's try and catch up a little bit with where we are at on this, guys. We are stable at roughly 300 victory points each. Or is this a drop pod coming in from Nurland? So the drop pod is dropped. Is it going to be another squad of tax? No, it's the Tenso dropping a tax squad right in the middle. Is he going to get a missile launcher and hoping to get some rear hits on the Falcon? It's a bit of a brave move, and Nurland diving into the Falcon. The Falcon's pass blocked by the Dreadnought, and it's going to go down. But in turn, the Wraithlord's going to take some hits from the Dreadnought. But the Tenso coming in to support from behind, and here comes the Tenso with another Power Fist Force Commander, looking to put pressure in on that Dreadnought. So this Dreadnought looks like it's going to go down. So Nurland loses his Dreadnought. Shroom down. Shroom has lost his Falcon as well. Tier 3 now for Shroom. So it's going to be Shroom going tier 3 for a Seer Council, it seems. Nurland having issues with his Stern Guard, it seems. But here we see two Wraithlords in on the Force Commander. Force Commander not going to be able to stand up to that. Could do with some repairs though, and Shroom has lost his Warlock. Tenso going tier 3, Nurland going tier 3 as well. So it's going to be a triple cap pretty soon to the blue team. They are just 5 victory points behind, but that will start to tick down very quick when they get that triple cap. Also going for a bit of a bash down on this top side. So the map looking very blue at the moment. And it looks like Artic Frenzy feels he can come across to support his teammate with some Banshees and get that bash. Red team could find themselves without power here. And there goes the grenade on the right lance platform. Rangers in a bit of trouble. Get away with 7 HP. Here comes Nurland to support on the Tenso. That's going to leave Artic Frenzy to push on this left-hand side, in theory. But it looks like he's just trying to repair up his Wraith Lords, but they're looking pretty ready to be back in the fight. Still a triple cap. Very hard to see how the red team push through this at the moment. Bright Lance on Bright Lance action. It looks like Artic Frenzy using it to get the bash, so there's going to be very little power for the red team. Sternguard veterans now for Nurland, looking to get that Force Commander on retreat. Looks like it's going to happen. One more swing, but no, intercepted by a ASM squad who aren't going to want to fight the Sternguard. Model down and extra power armor. But here comes the Seer Council. That's a dead Force Commander, absolutely obliterated by that Wraith Sword. It's going to be difficult for what the red team have to fight those Wraith Lords, I think. Pew pew pew! There we go, pew pew. All of the pews. Seer Council being used to cap. Not 100% sure that's the best use of the time, and we're going to see a Assault Terminator squad dropped in from the Tenso. Is he going with Lightning Claws to deal with that Seer Council? Not as yet. And it looks like we might be going to game 3 here. The way it's looking, oh, there is something capping in the middle, and Scout's going to cap up this bottom side. We do see the Lightning Claws, which will rip through the Seer Council, plus the Force Commander coming in with the big power fist hit. That Seer Council's in a lot of trouble. I think it's going to get away. But the Force Commander has to teleport, takes out the Bright Lance platform, doesn't manage to get the kill on it, but the Warp Spider's in to try and finish off the Seer Council. They get away with 50 HP, so Seer Council gets away, but we do see a dead Bright Lance. Predator now for Nurland. And we're going to see gates popping up from all over the place. That feels like there's a gate coming up. Yep, another gate from Shroom. So Shroom getting the gates to try and get them around. This double Wraith Lord build is just going to wreck most of the infantry, but with the Bright Lance as well, it's going to allow him to put pressure on that Predator as well. Just going to push these Wraith Lords straight through. Seer Council not going to do very much damage. Bright Lance is forced off. Seer Council taking some hits. Scouts in trouble. Scouts in trouble. Force Commander in though. Warlock in a bit of trouble. All kicking off, and here's that Predator. Wraith Lord's looking quite troubled. I think Artic Frenzy is going to lose at least one Wraith Lord here. But we have flesh over steel on the Predator. And that might have been, and the Scouts have saved the Predator. That was almost a snipe on that Predator. How are we doing, Max? Good to see you, fella. It's all kicking off today. And we've still got the Force Commander of Nurland picking on this Wraith Lord. So this is going to be, I think we're going to see a dead Wraith Lord. No, the Predator decides discretion is the better part of valor. But we do have the Stern Guards putting on some pressure, forcing them back. Going to be a 2-0 cap to the red team. They've got a bit to pull back, but they were a long way behind in the last game. But they have pushed over the midway point. If they can stabilise now. Tenso looking to come up and get the decap on the top. Meanwhile, the Bright Lance is decapping on the bottom, but there is a gate there which they've got to be careful of. Predator up the middle. So it's going to be a 1-1, 1-0 cap, maybe a 1-1 cap pretty soon. Vanguard Veterans coming to try and pick off this victory point. And Seer Council coming out for Arctic Frenzy. That's got to leave him pretty pop capped, I think. That is going to be him pretty pop capped. And we do see the last cannons on this Predator to try and deal with these two not fully healed up Wraith Lords. And that Force Command is going to get in. Is that a Flesh over Steel? It is a Flesh over Steel. That's one dead Wraith Lord. Surely I've called the dead Wraith Lord about 3 times now, and each time I've got it wrong. So that's one dead Wraith Lord. This second one could be in some pressure as well. Here comes the Stern Guard to put more on it. What the hell was that? Was that a D cannon? Was that a fire prism? Something. Or was that just the Wraith Lord blowing up? The second Wraith Lord, it looks like it's going to go down. Looks like Arctic Frenzy is turning this into Game of Throws, everybody. He has lost his 2 Wraith Lords. Nurland going to be in a very strong position at this point. Taking the Power Bash now. Dark Reaper's putting pressure on the Terminators. Is a 2-1 cap to the red team. It's all kicking off on this side now. The Vanguard Veterans are going to do work against those Banshees. There is a Seer Council, but they're taking big hits. And those Vanguard Veterans are going to get in. If he loses these, Seer Council, so the Seer Council goes down. Tenso going for a Land Raider. I'm going to call it now. That Land Raider is going to be out too late. And the cap is stopped from the Warp Spider. But it is going to be a 1-0 cap to the red team. But it's going to be, I'm going to call a 2-1 cap with the blue team cap in the middle. But the red team is capping up top. So 0-0 cap at the moment. Soon to be a triple, I think, in favour of the red team. And that is going to go against the blue team very, very, very quickly. Avatar for Shroom. Again, possibly not going to be out on the field in time. Power Blades on the Warp Spider doing work on these Stern Guard. Nurland gets them out. Force Commander switches out to the Thunderhammer so that he can do just this. Send everything flying. Keep them pinned in base. And there's that triple cap. Well, soon to be that triple cap at 71-62 in favour of the red team. But we are getting down to a point where the blue team have got less than 30 seconds to pull this back. Tenso question if it's best of 3. It is best of 3. Tenso probably going to be out on his ear after this one. Does look like it's going to go through. About 15 seconds left. Calling back good luck against Piano. And there we go. The GG's called. And that is 2-0 to Shroom and Nurland. Unlucky Servo Skull. I'm going to say points.